This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. Terry, we're super excited to have you, and welcome.
Thank you. What's happening? I love the intro. That's awesome. Love it.
Gets you excited, and we're excited to have you. And of course, you know, I guess we better start at the beginning about you, Terry. Right?
Yeah.
That's the best place to start. So, who are you? Where are you from? And how did you find yourself in real estate?
Oh, Lord, this could take forever.
A loaded question.
All right. Yeah, like you said, name's Terry Trexler. Out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's my hometown. But how I got in real estate? Well, I guess it started. My mom was in real estate 30 plus years. My dad was in real estate 30 plus years. Both did it in two totally different markets. Dad did it up in Pittsburgh. And then I got to see it no matter who I was with, because my parents split up when I was 6 months old. So go visit dad, I was in a real estate office. Stay with mom, I was being tagged along to real estate office and showings, which ultimately led me to become a teenager, to grow up and realize I didn't want to do real estate. And then, so I ran off, joined the Marines, was in the Marine Corps 6 years, got out. Had a job. Then my mom sold me my first small little condo, and I got to look at the settlement statement, right? And I was like, wait a second, you just made a few $1,000s. And
Mom!
I was looking at what I got paid in the military, what I was getting paid at my job, and I was like, maybe there is something to this. That was back in 2001. Don't want to date myself too much, but that was 2001. And shortly thereafter, I started getting my license. I think I officially got my license in 2002. Okay. But yeah, it's something I never wanted to do, because I got to see all the struggles, all the ups and downs, all the chaos. I got to see some good things that come with it. But definitely the struggle, as well as the time away from home, was always something that I didn't want to be a part of. But the money lured me in, and the freedom, of course, because I, like I said, the military kept me. I had to do what they said, when they said, how they said, whether that was jumping on a flight in 5 minutes or whatever. I was at their beck and call for 6 years. And then even when I had a job, anybody listening to this, if you have a job, you got to do what they ask. They're not asking you to come in. They're kind of telling you to come in. And it's just, I realized that's not what I wanted. I wanted freedom. I wanted to make more money. And real estate opened up the door to that. Sales, investments, property management, everything kind of led to the path of real estate. So, and it's been 20 years now, crazy to say. But it's been good, not perfect, but I can share some of those other stories too as we go through this.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. So I guess you can say real estate kind of runs in the blood for you. And, as much as you didn't want it to, here you are, and you've got the freedom, and apparently you're killing the game because you're an Icon agent. Yeah,
it's been good. I mean, it's, I spent 15 years doing it the wrong way. Just because I had, coming from two real estate parents, I thought I knew a lot about real estate just by default, osmosis, whatever you want to call it. But so I joined a 100% company out the gate, and then realized I didn't know what I thought I knew. And then, so I 100% company being, keeping 100% of your commission, but not getting anything normally. So then I left, and then I was like, okay, let's go to one around the corner. So I went to Century 21. They taught me a ton. And, it started, as I learned, it started getting more in my blood, starting to come out. And then, I tried a few companies. I tried Keller Williams. I tried Remax. I tried a lot of companies those first 15 years. And then just something was always missing. Something was always missing. And in the last 5 years, life has changed forever because of the model. I mean, I can't, some of it's work. Of course, it takes the work of the agent, the person. But at the end of the day, I mean, just the ability to mastermind and brainstorm, learn from the top of the top, the pinnacle of real estate, not my office, not the office I'm in Virginia Beach or the state of Virginia, but truly the networking that goes on at this company. It's like no other. And then you tag in some of the ways to get paid, and it's game over. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was a long trail to EXP, and you tried a couple brokerages first, and then you found this one, you liked it, you made the jump. But what makes Terry say, I'm never leaving EXP? What have you really loved about it?
Well, funny you ask that. I tell people all the time, I may never say that because I've left several companies. I'll back that up just a second, because I didn't say before EXP, I had opened up my own brokerage. And I just was minding my own business. I did it because I didn't want to be told what to do. I didn't want the drama. I didn't want the gossip that comes with a lot of real estate offices. I just wanted to work and have a good life, make enough money, and have a good time, to be honest with you. It's not all about the money. It's the balance, the freedom, and the money. The money gives you the freedom if you do it right. But, I always said, I'm never going to leave. I've hit the pinnacle. I started my own company. And to share just a little more backstory, I found out about EXP in 2011 when they had about 100 agents. And I joined for a few months. Then my dad got sick and up in Pennsylvania. And as he was on his way to passing or out, I decided I had to start Trexler Real Estate and homage or pay respects to my dad that I was never extremely close to. So I left EXP in 2011 or 12 when I was like probably agent 100 or 200 and started Trexler Real Estate. And I did that, and I always kept my eye, because I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I've been an agent. I've joined a team. I've had a team, and now I own a brokerage. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? Well, right. I always said, I'm never leaving. That's the one time I said I'm never leaving. And then the whole EXP thing was like, it kept calling me, and it kept calling me. And then I'd check on it. And then they had like 200 agents, and then they had like 400 agents. And then 5 years goes by, and they've grown all the way to 2,000. And I'm like, oh my God, they've grown up 2,000 agents now. They're crushing it. Now they have stock awards. They're buying different companies. They've got some great agents. And then I was like, man, if all that stuff checks out, this thing's going to change everything. And I was like, and coming from all I knew was real estate. And then of course, 6 years in the military. So I was like, my mom never had this. My dad never had any of this stuff. And I was like, this is going to change everything for everybody. And it has, because in those 5 years, I've got to see it go from 2,000 to 5 to 15 to 25 to 45. And I think, I might be mistaken, we either just hit or about to hit 80,000. 80,000.
Right. 2 days ago, they just said they sailed past 79,000 agents.
Yeah.
Sailed past 79.
Yeah, it was like 78, and then a few days later, it went to 79. And I was like, what?
Yep. So we're probably literally hours away from 80,000 agents.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just been mind-blowing. And the fact that everything that you hear or people talk about that actually know, they're like, well, yeah, they offer that. Yeah, they offer that. Yeah, it can change your life. Yeah, it can help your family. Yeah, it can give you more freedom. People are like, yeah, sure. I'm happy at XYZ company. I'm happy here. I'm like, guys, I love my broker. I'm like, stop. Take yourself out of the equation. Look at it with a set of, just an open mind, fresh eyeballs. Don't listen to what your friend said. Don't listen to what your mom said, your broker said. Just look at it at face value and Yeah, and add it all up, and at the end of the day, all roads, as far as I can see, lead to EXP as a sales agent, as a real estate agent.
Do you ever kick yourself? You know, obviously you had good intentions of leaving EXP, but do you ever kick yourself like, dang, like if I only knew then what I know now, would you have tried to build the Trexler brand with EXP?
Yes. Yeah, it's hurtful. It's mind numbing to think like, oh my God, like there, I think I was like the second agent or third agent in the state of Virginia. And I know there was only 15 or 20 states open, no countries, and I was like, and I left and but it felt for the right reason. But in hindsight, it's the worst business decision I've ever made. And I would say that to my dad if he was alive now, and he'd tell me the same things, like, why? It sounded good. You knew something else was better, And I was like, I did. But it's that whole thing where people, and now I can see it through both sets of eyeballs, but whether it's a buyer, a seller, or an agent, if you make a decision emotionally, a lot of times it's not the best decision. I won't say never, but emotionally, I had to do what I did.
Right.
Business wise, I should have stayed and never left. Because owning your own, whether you have no agents or 1,000 agents, it's difficult. It's a pain. You've got
lots of risk, lots of liability.
Yep. Risk, liability, tools, systems, everything is your responsibility. And it opens you up to so much drama and heartache and pain. And people think that's the way. And that was the way. That was the way until 2009 when EXP came around.
It was.
And
and now it's a new era.
It's a new era. I mean, everything happens in cycles, right? So, I mean, absolutely. There was, and I go back, I guess there was real estate companies before my parents, but I like to make a joke because they were in, my mom was Century 21 in the 70s, but I guess Coldwell Banker and other ones were around, but, certain companies let you become an agent. And then Century 21 was like, you know what? We're going to let you become a franchise. And then people are like, oh my God, I can own a real estate company. So everyone jumped to Century 21. It made sense. And that, I guess, was in the 70s and some of the 80s. And then next thing you know, RE/MAX came into the picture. And they're like, you know what? We're going to let you buy a franchise and we're going to let you get up to 100%. So everyone's like, oh my God, RE/MAX is awesome. And then next thing you know, someone else came up with an idea. Keller Williams is like, we're going to do the franchise. We're going to let you get to 100%. And we're going to share profit with you. Boom. Keller Williams exploded. Well, fast forward a few years, another decade after that or so, a couple decades after that, Glenn Sanford came up with this whole crazy idea of taking a real estate company and saying, you know what? Uber didn't have to have any cars to become the biggest transportation company. Airbnb didn't have to own anything to become the biggest, hospitality company, and then you got Netflix. And then people are like, he's like, I'm doing the same thing with real estate. I wasn't there, but that's my thought process in it. And, and he did it when the market was horrible. He sent everybody home. I think there's 20, 25 people that were with him at his previous company. And he said, go home and open up your laptops. We got something new going. We're not going to have any more offices. And EXP was there. And yeah, it's crazy. A real estate company with no corporate, so to speak, offices that are on the dime of the company. We have relationships with Regis, which is 1,200 offices. We're doing franchises with other offices, but nothing from EXP Realty. And yeah, like I'm sitting in an office now, and I have an office here in the middle of Virginia Beach in one spot, and I have another one down the street. But that's just because, agents like that piece of it. But that's just because EXP's helped me so much. So now I can pay it forward and help somebody else. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's an incredible journey. And, it's exciting to see all the life changes that EXP brings on to people. And, what they started from all those years ago with 100 agents to selling past 79,000. So that's incredible. But Terry, obviously you stay busy. You're doing high production right now in Virginia Beach, and that takes a lot of effort, a lot of capacity. How do you take care of Terry? How do you make sure you're not on burnout mode?
I take a lot of time off. Anyone that knows me, I mean, yes, I like to work. It's not that I like to work. I like the rewards of helping other people.
Right.
So if I can see someone else do well, that's like an epiphany, an aha, like a moment, if you want to call it that. That's what matters to me. So I don't even consider it work, but take care of myself. I've got 4 kids, a wife. I'm busy. My wife loves to travel. For anyone else out there, I mean, good Lord, she loves to travel more than I do. But at the end of the day, we just make time. There's things that we like to travel, go on cruises. I'll go to the casino. I like casino. Have fun with that. And then just sometimes we're hanging around the house or the neighborhood. But the freedom that has been awarded / earned through this company, or hand in hand or arm in arm with this company, has allowed me to do that. I don't have to feel bad about not working. I don't have to feel bad about sitting out back for days at a time if I want to, or at a friend's, or vacation, because I know everything is still moving along. I know the company, EXP, has got amazing leadership to make sure it's doing fine. And then at this point, I've got people in my world, in my group, my organization, that make sure that the group is fine. And, and like I said, the ways they've paid takes care of all my bills every month. I don't have to chase down houses or commissions anymore. I still do, but it's become more of a referral business because, if someone told me a long time ago, you don't want to get commission breath, and I was like, what's that? That's where people want to get a sale more than the person wants to buy the house. So they're like, and people can sense it. They're like, oh, you need this house. This house is so great. You got it. And like now it's just like, do you like this one? It's just genuine conversation. It's not, people get all twisted up on scripts and dialogues, and just be human, Right. So that's where a lot of my business has come. It's allowed me to be just that resource and not that salesperson that people, some real estate agents get a bad name or give the industry a bad name because they're salesy.
Right.
They're used car sales. Some people could be used car salesmen. That feels sometimes. Not saying anything about one person, but I've heard people say that, and I'm like, oh, I hate that for the whole industry because it's bad for all of us. So I just try to. I always like to say I like to put the real in real estate, keep it real and make relationships, real relationships, So, and the more people you genuinely connect with, the better it is for everybody. You don't need to connect with thousands of people. You can just connect with 100 people on a deep level, and then your business takes off.
Right. Because, they're warm leads, you're top of mind. You're connecting, you're investing in those relationships, and then you're asking for business. And, I learned that from another Icon agent. I think that it's incredible advice to, warm into those relationships first and then worry about the business. And I think that that's great advice, Terry. And, taking vacation, recharging, finding a schedule that works for you, and traveling, which is great. You get to do that as an Icon agent, EXP Con and shareholders. And, so husband of the year goes to you, Terry, because traveling comes with the job. But and hey, we're going international now. So if you pick up a team member in, I don't know, Italy, bummer. I guess you guys got to go visit them. Business trip.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. I was talking to somebody in Australia. I somehow connected on LinkedIn, and then I'm like, hey, what do you do? And I because I saw he does a lot. He does some training, some coaching, some some social media, and he's like, well, what do you do? And then we started talking. He's like, well, how do you like it? Just a genuine conversation. And next thing you know, he's like, okay, let's really sit down and talk about this, and this being EXP. So I'm like, okay. And it's, at this point, sure, it's EXP, but it's also, I've added layers onto it, like a lot of people have in the Icon world, or the people that are growing their organizations with EXP. They've added layers to what is offered. And so it just becomes a conversation of how can I help you? It's not, and people want to give that whole, oh, you're recruiting. I look at it as a good word because I'm trying to help people. Now, people twisted that word to make it something bad, but by me bringing somebody in or you bringing somebody in, it doesn't do anything for us unless we can help you sell houses and more houses and make more money and have more freedom for you and your family. Now, the more freedom you have for your family, the happier you are. Guess what? The more EXP pays us.
Right. A rising tide raises all boats, right?
Right. And why did it take this long for a company to say, you know what, if you help more people make more money, we want to pay you more?
Right.
It seems so simple, but no one did it. No one did it. And God bless Glenn and the leadership we have, because they're like, you know what, let's do that. Let's share it back. Let's share back half of all the revenue with the people that build it. And then next thing you know, guess what? Boom, it explodes. And now we're sitting at boom. Over 1,000 a week. 1,000 a week. Most companies are happy to get 10 a week.
No, it's incredible. It's EXP is just a trailblazer, and at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? And it's exciting, and people are like, "Oh, it's too late to jump on board," but that's not true at all. EXP is just getting started, and it's huge. It's incredible. It already is. It's life-changing. And, the Icon Award is a huge part of EXP and a huge part of, the culture here and the trainings and everything else. And this used to be just one question, Terry, but now I have to break it up into 3 because we'll get off track. But so, my first question is, in your market, what kind of production did you have to do to Icon? Just a general, like, how many houses did you have to sell within your year?
Okay. As far as transactions go, I think there was 39 somewhere in there. Cause I take, cause the way it's set up, it's a certain amount of, transaction fees, after capping, and that's the other beauty. There's no transaction fee before you cap, but when you cap, there's still people working on your file. So yeah, there's that $250 transaction fee, but you get 100% of it minus that. But yeah, so, some of my deals past cap were referrals because I have a big network of EXP agents across the US that refer me business, which is great at this point.
It's incredible. Yeah. And of course, because you're an icon, you're reputable, so it's easy to refer business to. They'll get taken care of. Right.
And that, and it's just being plugged in like that. That's the amazing part. The more you plug in, the better this company pays you, treats you, helps you, however you want to look at it. Because there's agents that get in and they don't plug in. They're like, oh yeah, I never get in workplace, or yeah, I don't get into those masterminds, and I'm like, why? I've been doing this 20 years. I'm still listening.
It's a continuous learning process.
It never ends. I mean, there was someone that got licensed like 2 years ago and had an amazing year, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go jump in that guy's class. I bet you I can learn something. Because you got to be humble enough to realize everybody can teach you something. Everybody. You can teach me something. I can teach you something. That new agent that just got their license yesterday probably knows something about people, a certain business, a certain profession, a way that I can help that with my business, So, but yeah, it's been crazy tapping into those things with the systems and everything. And I don't even remember your first question there, but
it was how many houses you sold to Icon?
Yeah. So right around, like I said, a little less than 40, I think it was like 39, 38. Okay. If none of those were referrals, I could have done it in 32 when I did my math based on the average price and everything. But yeah, so you can get away with doing it at 32. And, that Icon, I don't want to take away what you're about to say, but that thing, there's nothing like that in real estate.
You're not taking anything out of my mouth. You're doing great, Terry.
Yeah,
that's from you.
Here it is. I got it right there.
Oh,
so it's the only award I've ever worried about, thought about, ever anything. Because this right here, the company, as I mentioned earlier, gives back you give $16,000 a year to be at this amazing company that can change your life, but you can get paid multiple ways. You can earn all this money and freedom. But at the end of the day, if you do well and you do that 32, 33, or 38 or 39 houses, depending on your market, they're going to turn around and look at you as an icon. You give a class to some agents, you help some people out, you show up to our conferences. They're going to give you not only this nice little, I guess, glass award, but it actually means something. And what this means, and I know all of you can't see it, but I was holding it up. But what that means is they're giving you your cap back in stock. They're giving you that $16,000 you gave them for all their systems and all their tools and all their support and trainings. And they're saying, you know what? You've worked hard. You've plugged in. You believe in the EXP way and you're helping others. Let's give you the cap. Let's give you this glass trophy, but let's also give you $16,000 to cover your stock that you gave us. Holy, yeah.
Where else can you earn your cap back anywhere?
Nowhere. Like no company I've ever seen. Like, I mean, most companies, you know, whether sold houses or brought someone to the company, I get one of these, like a little piece of paper, and it says, thank you, congratulations, and maybe a Starbucks gift card for $5, $10, $20.
Right.
You know? And I'm like, oh, that's so great. And then you see everybody sharing their awards, and you're like, oh, that's great. Congratulations. How did that change your life? What do you mean it didn't? It was because I did this. I'm like, but what about if you had this? You know, and it's like, oh my, you know, and people, they just, I guess there's still some people that haven't wrapped their mind around that it's possible, you know, because if you really are sitting at any other brokerage and you're paying, and there's brokers out there that never let you cap out still in 2022. I met someone a week or two ago. We did the math. They gave their brokerage $68,000 last year. And they're like, but I like my broker. I'm like,
I'm sure they like you too.
I'm sure they really like you. You know what? You drop half that in my pocket. I will be your, you know, I'll really like you. Be best friend. But
yeah, for sure.
But I always tell people that's like a one-way relationship. They're like, well, no, because we hang out. I said, switch brokerages and see how quick that relationship changes. You know, and it's sad, but it's true. And I've seen it happen hundreds and hundreds of times before EXP, but definitely at EXP. But it happens everywhere because, of course, if you have agents putting 60 grand in your broker's pocket every year, they love you.
Right.
But if you couldn't work, if you couldn't work for 6 months or a year, are they going to pay your bills? Are they going to take care of your kids? Are they going to help you pay for college? No.
I know.
And I'm not talking bad about anybody. I mean, I think all the other brokerages are great, or most of them. But, you know, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to show you how to retire. They're not going to show you how to check out and get off this real estate rat race.
Right.
You know, and I was on that rat race for 15 years with multiple companies. And, you know, even owning my own, that wasn't the answer. It's not the answer.
No, you're absolutely right, Terry. And, you know, that's what's great about EXP. You know, I had somebody on yesterday that was telling me about EXP. You know, she had a family emergency come in. Immediately, she had $1,000 wired to her. Her EXP family within her state created a meal train for her so that they didn't even have to think about cooking as their son was recovering from a terrible incident. And, you know, they were there for them and they really supported them. And it's incredible to think that, you know, EXP provided that support. And then she's got this downline, so she does have passive income. There's options, right? And it's just incredible, the stories that I've heard from this podcast and the impact that EXP has had. And Terry, you know, as part of EXP, you have to give back, right? So are you a mentor? Are you a coach? Do you teach an EXP world?
Yes, I'm a mentor. I'm also coach some agents. And I'm in the process now of putting together a class for all of EXP that I got invited to put together. So we're working through that so I can present to the whole company. So that's going to be exciting. I talked to a brand new agent, not brand new, someone right before this, and we were having a meeting. He's at a local company and I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, sure, I want to make money. I just want to help some people. I'm like, now you're talking my language, you know, now you're talking my language. So, and I said, well, let me tell you what can happen if you help people. And then we started walking through it and his mind was blown, you know, and it's not even sure you can get paid extra. That's one thing, but just the fact that Now I can give that class that we were just talking about to the whole company. I'm not going to get paid for that class. It's not about that. I mean, my coach told me, and he told me, my buddy Joe, he said, like, success. He says, you've already experienced success, but now you've got to graduate from that and do what's next. And I was like, what success is it? And this is a while back, but he said, no, you need to go from success to significance. And I was like, well, what's the difference? And he's like, success is all about you. Rest assured, success is all about you. So some of the things we've talked about, yes, they're about the agent themselves, but significance is when you make it about other people. And now I can literally just make my whole outlook on everything I do about others and feel good about it and not stress about, oh my God, is my mortgage, my car payment, I don't have to think about those things anymore. So now it's all about significance. So you work to hit success. And then it's like, okay, next up, significance. And now you pay it forward so that, and I like to say this, because we all get a certain amount of time, I lost my mom last year and I lost my dad, like I said, in 2011, 12.
I'm sorry for those losses.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. But what it's taught me is that there's something bigger than money and success and things like that. So being able to go to significance is huge, because I'm like, I genuinely just get to help people. My whole job is helping people.
I love that.
That's it. I pay it forward. I help people. I don't sell people. I don't convince you of anything. We have conversations, and whether that's about EXP or about other streams of income, because I'm big into residual income in 4 or 5 different ways at this point, because of meeting some of these other EXP rock stars and team leaders and broker owners that joined EXP. Their residual income exists. I used to always know about it, but I never did it because it had a bad connotation with it. But now there's all these things out there that you do things once and you get paid multiple times. And I'm like, oh my God, like, so I can help someone that is, in real estate, whether I'm making $1 or not. I just want to help them, but if we want to build together and we partner up, then we all win. So, and I got other people that want to do marketing, and I help with that. And then other people that I sold a house to a plumber, and he's like, I need help putting together some Facebook and some ads. Great. I'll help you with that. I've got people that can help with that, just a resource. I want to be a resource, and I am a resource to everybody, and not a salesperson. People are like, what do you do? I don't say I'm a real estate agent. Yeah. God knows everyone's a real estate agent.
What do you call yourself, Terry?
No, I just like to connect people. I'm in real estate. Sure. That's, what I do, but I help train, coach real estate agents, but I also help business owners. So if people want to get into real estate, great. Now, if you want to get into plumbing, I don't know how to do any of that, or want to be an electrician, I don't know that. But if you're already a business, I can help you. And if you're wanting to get into real estate, I can help you. And if you want to grow bigger in real estate, I can help you. But, just be a resource. Someone calls me, I need a new roof. I need this. I want to have a party. I want to have an event. Who should I talk to? I'm connecting people. I just want to connect. So yeah, that's my whole thing. I work at real estate's my thing, but I can connect you with absolutely anybody. And I want to help you grow your business and lifestyle. That's my whole thing at this point. So,
no, I really love that. That's incredible. And the thing that is really cool about EXP is that they make a monetary way to be a leader, and to be a lover, and to be a connector, and to be, somebody that just really enjoys being around people and the best side of people, and really just being able to make money and pay your bills off of bringing that out of people. And I think that's incredible. And Terry, I have to ask, what is the part, first, actually, whatever class you're getting ready to present to EXP, if you want to join me back on this podcast to tease it, to share on your page, to get more people to join, you let me know. This is a free resource to you. So I would love to talk to you about it more on a different episode once it gets approved and everything else. I think that would be awesome. Just hit me up. And my next question and final question in regards to the Icon Award through Terry's eyes is, what's your favorite aspect of it? Is it the fact that you get your cap back? Is it the fact that you get to go to EXPCon and shareholders, and it's technically paid for you to rub elbows with people that are, smarter than you, which is incredible. You should never be in a room where you're the smartest person. And or is it the fact that you get a really nice trophy that we got to see a little bit earlier? Right. What's your favorite part about the Icon Award?
I mean, I don't know if there is a favorite part. I mean, it's a combination of things. Give me 1 second. I think my battery's going to die here because I've been doing 6 million things. No. I'm just going to change positions a little bit here.
No, you're totally fine.
Let me plug in real fast because I literally had it dial me earlier, but it's been a whirlwind of a morning. But as far as the EXP Icon, I don't necessarily need the trophy. It's just a symbol at this point. That's more than a piece of paper that kind of people are like, oh, Icon, and what's that mean? And I get to share that. I guess just what it stands for. The fact that, everyone knows that to be at a company, you've got to pay that company money. If you are working at a broker, you're paying that brokerage something. Some people are excited to pay $100 a month or $100 a transaction and get a lot less benefits. Some people are fine paying $70,000 to their broker. I don't care if you pay your broker $3,000 or $100,000 to be there and you're happy. Great, good for you. But the fact of the matter is that this company isn't just going to take that money and say, okay, that's how business works, and just keep it. It's not like no broker's going to send you a thank you card for paying your cap. I've never seen that before. But the fact that this company turns around and says, you know what? We know you've worked. We know you've helped others. We require you to help others to earn this Icon Award and be a proven leader in your community. And they're going to give it back. So honestly, that Icon Award could be worth $1,000 or $2,000. It's not even about the money. It's the fact that they're giving back what I gave them.
Right.
That's it. If you gave your broker $3,000 and you're like, I'm getting a deal here, I'm only paid them $3,000. They never gave it back. They don't want to give it back. They've never offered to give it back for a reason. You gave them $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. Rest assured, they are definitely not giving that back. And you're not getting a thank you card. You're not getting a warm fuzzy. You might get a certificate that costs $30.
A plaque. Yeah.
A plaque. That's where I was going to go with that. And I'll go back to my dad and my mom. And I had the unfortunate thing, and not to take a turn, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but when my dad passed away, he did very well for himself, and he had hundreds of plaques. He had the #1 agent in the Pittsburgh market, or Greater Irwin, I guess they call it. He was the president of the board of realtors one year. He got it, all these things. I was like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do? Thank God I have a sister. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And she's like, she said, Dad, none of that stuff matters to me. I love Dad. We were super close. I know you guys weren't as close, but I don't need them. I said, what am I supposed to do? And she said, well, if you don't need them, then just got to get rid of them. I was like, oh my God, I feel bad. But that's what all those awards meant. I mean, no matter how much someone loves their parents or their loved ones, the awards don't mean much to the next person coming up because they're not their awards. So all those awards you're collecting at ABC company, they feel good to you and you're going to share them and promote them, but they're not worth anything. How is that helping your family? And I'm not being mean when I say this, it strokes egos.
Right.
That's all it is. It strokes an ego. I've gotten awards and it's like, oh, I did this, but it strokes your own ego. It's not like your kids are like, oh my God, thank you so much. This is going to pay for my college. or my wife, your loved one gets sick. Oh my God, this is going to help us through a hard time. I know that piece of glass right there might've cost them $5 or maybe it cost them $50. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a pretty hefty pice of glass. I would at least give them the benefit of the doubt. I would say like $17.
We'll go with $17. So that right there, I can go buy me one, But the truth is that they're giving back what I gave them as a thank you. Like, that's how you say thank you.
Yeah.
Challenge you. Eliminate everything else I've talked about. If you're somewhere else, I challenge you. Go talk to your broker and say, hey, look, I've done really well. I've been talking about this company to all my friends. I'm super happy here. Can I get my cap back? See how that conversation goes. I bet
you're
you
gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. And if you get an answer where they give it back, please find me online. I'm very easy to find and tell me, well, my broker gave it back too.
Well,
I don't care
that would be a great talk to have.
That would be a great talk to have. Because like I said, I don't care if it's if you gave your broker $1,000 or $100,000. See if they'll give it back.
Mm-mm.
I bet you they don't. That's a
good bet. That's a good bet.
Yep.
Terry, we're coming up on 40 minutes here, and I have a couple more questions to ask you. And the next one is going to be, focused on rookies, right? So the newbies coming over to EXP, and they see this big shiny icon award, but they're coming over here and they're super overwhelmed. I mean, there's 150 hours of training a week. All these icon agents are teaching about everything and then some. And then they need to build a pipeline, and then they need to, be focusing on maybe getting a coach or a mentor or something else like that. And, there's just a lot going on. They got to build a social media, and they just got done with real estate school. Hell, they don't even know how to write an offer yet. And so is the Icon Award something they should even focus on in their first year? Or, is it attainable in any way? What are some mistakes that you made that caused you to fall short when reaching for the Icon Award? Just some quick advice for any rookies that may be watching.
Okay. Yeah. So I deal with a lot of new agents, and I talk to a lot of new agents still. So at the end, and I think I said this early on, it's about plugging in. I mean, the agent I was talking to, he's had his license for, I think, 2 years, 3 years, but he's been a property manager for 2 or 3 years. So I literally just had this conversation this morning. But, first thing is, if you've never sold a house, we'll start with those agents. You just got your license. EXP has a mentor program, right? So they're going to assign you a mentor. If they don't assign you a mentor for some crazy reason, ask for one. They're going to connect you with a local mentor. If it's a good fit, great. If it's not, you can ask for a different one. I've been on both sides of that one. So what that mentor is going to do is help you with everything contract related for your local market. They're going to help teach you some things about it. They're not going to be your end all be all, but they're going to help you. So get a mentor first off.
I agree. Lean into them, learn from them, pick their brains.
Lean into them, learn from them. There's the mentor program, which is a course online that EXP University's created that if you go through it and actually apply it and use it, you're setting an awesome foundation. And it talks about building a foundation, how to get your list together, how to build a database. It's worth its weight in gold. So many people don't do everything it says to do for whatever reason, but if you follow it, that the mentor and then the mentor program, EXP University is huge. There's also a fast start program over 8 weeks. You jump into that. Step 1, mentor. Step 2, fast start program. And then I think you mentioned that we have 10, 15, 20 classes a day going on now. So where to go? I tell everybody, do not even think about those classes. Do not even think about hiring a coach. Don't think about spending money with Zillow, Realtor.com, Google, Facebook. Don't do any of that stuff. Get in, find a mentor, take the mentor, and learn everything in that mentor program. And if you feel like you've mastered that, then take the fast start program, master that. And if you master those things, you can, I don't know, I won't say you can 100% hit Icon, depending on your location. I know some places are more spread out, but if you're in a busy market, if you do everything that's just said in that, I believe you can hit Icon. If you're putting in the time and energy and the effort, and that's where a lot of people fall short. They get in and they're like, well, and I make videos and I talk about this and share this with others, but the best things about real estate are also the worst things for an agent. You get in, you're like, I'm my own boss. I get to go to work when I want. I get to take time off when I want. But what's the flip side of that? Oh, you're your own boss. You get to take all the time off. You get to tell yourself, oh, I don't need to get up today. Oh, I'm going to go to the beach today.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody puts 40 or 50 hours a week into real estate, they can hit Icon. I'm 100% convinced on that. I know it's possible. But you have to do it the right way. Don't sit at your desk all day, scroll. You can't scroll your way to success. You look on.
It's a double-edged sword. You got to be a self-starter.
You
got
do.
to hold yourself accountable. And that's why coaches are so popular in real estate.
It is. And,
Mhm.
and once you do get a few sales, I highly, highly recommend a coach. Highly. I still have a coach to this day. I never had a coach.
Mhm.
And I scrambled through real estate for a long time. Then I started picking the brains of all these crazy successful people, much smarter than me. And I was like, oh my God, you've got a coach and you've got a coach. And I was like, okay, I'm not as good as I thought. I need a coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then Michael Jordan had a coach. Tiger Woods had a coach. LeBron James has a coach. Everybody all over the place has coaches, or at least people they confide in to help them with things.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, take those mentor program, fast start, and then start applying those things. Then you can start sprinkling in, learn Facebook ads, learn Google ads, but find a coach that can help you. And not all coaches are crazy expensive.
A lot of people actually offer, group coaching for free. If you are a first-time real estate agent, first year, and it sucks. We know that it's like, man, I sold 3 houses this year. I don't know where my next paycheck's coming from. I cannot afford a coach. I can hardly afford groceries. It's fine. Right?
Yep.
There are opportunities. You just got to seek them out. And
there are. Yeah, there's plenty of people. I know there's a lot of us at EXP that do group coaching for free. You can't get one-on-one because that's time. And, by the time, you guys or me or someone else sits down for an hour to walk through something, I mean, you just got to think of that person might be making 500, 600, 900,000 a year. That hour is worth a ton. They want to help. That's why they do free group coaching that they could probably charge tens of thousands of dollars for.
Right.
But they don't, because they want to help you. Now, if you grow and you get more successful and you build, you need one-on-one help. Yes, you need to pay for that. The best people, guess what? They cost money. The best food costs money. The best cars cost money. The best coaches cost money.
That's right. And, Terry, for our final question, and this will be a fun one, considering that you were one of the OGs and then you left and came back. So for anybody that's sitting on the ledge right now, thinking about making the jump to EXP, they see the greener grass, they, hear such good things about EXP, but they also hear things like, oh, don't go over there. It's a cult. It's a pyramid scheme, this, that. What would you have to say to somebody, sitting on that ledge?
Yeah. So first of all, I need to make it, normally when I'm talking to people that are on the ledge, I try and personalize it to them, talking on a, big national podcast or, putting this out on YouTube or wherever else it's going. It's not a one size fits all. I promise you that. And I believe that. I know you guys believe that too, but in generality, it's more or less, are you willing to bet on yourself? Or are you willing to go off of what you've heard? If you're just going to go off the rumors and the gossip and the naysayers, then yeah, you're going to be stuck where you are forever and life's never going to change. Like they say, if you keep doing the same thing, expect a different result, that means you're crazy. That's the definition of crazy. So you're going to keep doing the same thing like I did for 15 years. And then I never got a different result because I never did anything different. But as soon as you make that maybe, just pretend it's a maybe right now in your head. You're considering this, someone's talked to you about it, and you're like, maybe it is as good as they say. I mean, I'm not sure how much it costs. And this comes from somebody that's switched companies several times, but I've been here longer than any company now, 5 years. How much does it cost to switch your license? I know here in Virginia, it's $60. I think it's probably $100 in some places.
Yeah.
If maybe if it's maybe even half or a quarter of what you've heard, or half of a quarter of what I've said, or anybody else, that's $60, $100, $200 switch to check it out. Is it worth that? Is your whole future and your family's future and livelihood worth that transfer fee? If you don't like it and you get in and you're like, oh my God, no, I hate this. These people are crazy. Get out. Go.
See? Yeah, leave.
Tie your hands. Yeah, but if there's just a sliver in your brain or sliver in your heart, brain, wherever you want to put it, that says, I think this might change everything. I think I feel like I can do what you've done or what Jay's done or what I've done, or if you feel there's a chance, bet on yourself. Take that chance and then figure it out. But make sure if you do it, you truly give it your all. Don't get in and then dip your toe in the water and be like, oh, it's cold, I'm out. Get in, swim around the pool a little bit, meet all the people, talk to the people, engage in the classes, figure out why they're so happy here, how it's changed their life, and figure out, oh my God, I can do the same thing. Yeah. I built my business now in 12 states or something stupid like that. Something crazy, not stupid, crazy, good. But it's like in 12 states now. I'm like, oh my God, it's really happening. I bet on myself. Everyone, when I did it, thought it was crazy. Like, oh, that little avatar company, that's never going to be anything. That's stupid, and I still have those text and Facebook messages from people that are broker owners, friends, and I still look at them sometimes and just kind of, okay.
Yeah.
I don't ever throw them back in anybody's face, but I just take them and I like, you know what? It feels good because, like I said, I married, 4 kids. I've on the outside, the financial aspect, I've got everything I've ever wanted. Mm-hmm. From a personal, engaging, heartfelt thing, I'm getting everything I've ever wanted. So it's checking all my boxes. And that's just my story, but you can reach out to anybody else that's been here for a few years. And I guarantee that a lot of those stories you're going to hear them again and again. So I say, what's that?
It's life-changing.
It is. It's life-changing. It's not a game changer. That got played out and everything else, but it's a life-changing opportunity where if you build it and help more people succeed, you succeed more, which takes you from success to significance. So get in, plug in, learn from those that are already where you want to be, give it its fair shake, 6 months, a year, however you want to say it, but don't get in for a day or a week or a month or two and be like, oh, that drove me crazy. Well, switching companies is going to drive you crazy no matter where you go. There just happens to be a lot more of information at EXP. So yeah, it is a little bit overwhelmed, but don't get overwhelmed. Find a human, find a person like yourself, myself, or whoever you're talking to, and just, real estate's face-to-face business. It always is, always will be. Find those people you can connect with. All the opportunity in the world doesn't matter if you don't have a personal relationship with somebody that can show you how to succeed at it. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah.
Terry, I think it has been an awesome episode. We are a little over 50 minutes right now.
Oh,
is there anything you want to leave the listeners with as we wrap up today?
Oh, you want me to wrap up? What do you want to do?
Wrap up. Go ahead. Yep. It's been an awesome episode. We'll be looking for a spinoff with you to hear more about the class that you'll be teaching to EXP World.
Right.
But other than that, any last words, final words for the listeners?
Yeah, no, I'm just always happy to help. I know you guys are too, but if you want to find me somewhere, I'm out there for anybody to find through Instagram, YouTube, anywhere, LinkedIn. I connect people everywhere. But that's what it's about, being out there for everyone to find you and actually engage and not just a mystery behind the scenes. So if you need help, you've got resources here for the people at Icon Podcast. I'd love to be a resource. We're all just here to help anyone out there that's looking for it and ready for it. Really, you've got to be ready for it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Absolutely. So well said. Terry, thank you so much for your time today. I'm super excited to reconnect with you about your classes to EXP World. Definitely. And in the meantime, don't be a stranger.
Awesome. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Terry. Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
This Icon Podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Spear Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SpearRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.